Hi, I'm Scott Price. This is Price. This is a series of interviews on provocation about provocative artists, activists, and political figures. I'm actually standing here today at the vault behind the Malthouse Theatre. I'm actually joined live with Nicola Gunn, who is a provocative artist who makes provocative work. Nicola Gunn, thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Just tell me about your latest play, and I can't seem to remember what the name of it was. Was it Ghetto Blast or something like that? Or
Yeah, it's pretty close. It was called Peace for Person and Ghetto Blaster. And
sorry, my apologies.
that's fine. Accepted. Do you want me to tell you what it's about?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Well, it's a little bit complicated, actually. It's kind of a little bit of a conceptual art. No, actually, that's not true. It's about morality and how to, I guess, kind of unpack or grapple a kind of moral and ethical dilemma, and just kind of what goes on in your head, I think, and the many hypocrisies and the many thoughts associated with trying to unravel one particular incident that happened to me.
You mentioned stuff about North Korea and South Korea and like the borders there. What is with that in that scenario, and why did you actually mention that in that particular play? Like, was it to provoke images or stuff like that?
Yeah, I suppose it was suggestive of a greater political sphere that I suppose the play could allude to without me having to do the kind of required research to kind of, really talk about it in depth, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Tell you what, someone basically actually told me that you have and I may have actually mentioned this before, but you have such a potty mouth. How did that come about? Yeah, and I just want to know why is it that you have such a potty mouth? Like,
that's fucking bullshit. I do not have a potty mouth. I don't know where you got this information. That's bullshit. I think David Woods told you that.
Yeah.
It's not true. It's not true.
Alright. And so I just want to ask you basically just about your relationship with David Woods. Yeah. How did you basically come across to work with him, and what's your connection like?
Well, we met a couple of years ago. I've always been a big fan of his work with Ridiculousness. So I first saw them in 2000, about 15 years ago, and I saw all their works since that came to Australia. And then he came to one of my shows once in 2011, and I thought that was a nice opportunity for me to try and have a meeting with him and talk to him and ask if he would kind of mentor me and work on one of my projects as a dramaturg. And so that's sort of happened since then, and now then we collaborated on that show together.
So have you worked for the VCA, or is that where's obviously your art sort of background? Is it in the VCA? Is there other sort of art backgrounds, or?
Well, I went to VCA and I got kicked out.
What for? I want to hear about this. What for?
I failed acting in 1999. And so they kicked me out, and then I just left the country. And then I just went to Canada, and then I just started making my own work. But then I eventually went back to VCA, but I found the experience very traumatic, actually. I felt I actually still hadn't recovered. Years of therapy, actually, after getting kicked out. It was very traumatizing.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. You've also been overseas. You've done shows here. What is the most basically recent work that you've done overseas? Like, some of the recent work that you've done OS. Like,
you saw it. It was Hello, My Name Is in Dublin.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you were there. Did you like it?
We actually enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really quite great. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Cool. Because I didn't ask you about it after.
No, that's okay. Yeah. You had basically such a big social media presence. Yeah. What's your basic take on the online world, and And how do you try and basically promote yourself online? Like,
I don't know if I do have a big social media presence, actually. I have a Facebook page because we're friends on Facebook. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm on Facebook. I don't know. I try and avoid it. I try and stay away from it because I think on Facebook people just are constantly posting the kind of minutiae of their day. And I actually put that in my show. So if I started posting everything I thought on Facebook, I'd have nothing to put in my shows.
which is obviously like a big reference, obviously, to a lot of your performances, social media, Facebook, Twitter. It's a big sort of basically reference to a lot of your shows.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm a little bit disparaging about it. I think maybe we spend too much time interacting with each other online and not enough time in physical contact with each other. So I guess I'm a little bit critical of social media. At the same time, I love it, and it is the first thing I check when I wake up in the morning.
What do you stand for? Like, is there any like political activist stuff that you stand for? Like,
I stand for equality. I stand for freedom of expression. I stand for animal rights. I stand for I don't know.
so what sort of like animal rights is it like? I don't know, sort of like what they call it, sort of like puppy, what they call sort of farming. Is it like?
Well, yeah, I guess it's actually really it's a tricky question because you're asking me like what I stand for, and it's like, well, yeah, I stand for animal rights, but do I actually do anything about it? The question is no. I mean, I'm a vegetarian, but I'm not actively campaigning against puppy farms or whaling. So yeah, I feel a little bit. Yeah, I feel a bit uncomfortable actually saying that I stand for anything because I feel like I actually don't proactively or politically do anything apart from make art.
So what's your like political sort of stance? Is it like Liberal, Labor, or like?
It's a bit personal, isn't it?
Oops. Sorry.
Do you have a political preference?
I do, yeah, Labor. Sorry, I won't go into that. What do you think of the Middle Eastern sort of intervention, or the Western intervention of the Middle East conflict?
Oh, that's territory I don't feel like I am qualified to talk about. I think it's I think intervention as a minefield. I think it's caused a lot of problems, but I actually don't feel like I'm qualified to talk about it. Do you know? You probably know more about it than I do.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Do you have any questions for me?
What do you think about the Western intervention in the Middle East?
Oh, I think it's pretty bad. Yeah, I think it's I think something should be done about it. Yeah.
What should be done about it?
Look, I think just equality, stuff like that. Like just trying to get through some ground. Yeah. Nicola Gunn, look, thanks for your time and yeah.
No, it's been really nice talking to you and hanging out at the vault.
Right.
Okay.
You're watching Price. I'm Scott Price. Please like, subscribe, follow me. My hashtag is #PriceExposed. And I'll see you on another episode.